Now, doing that materiality assessment, getting to that report, there are also a number of challenges. And this is definitely, again, not a finite list of challenges that you can come across, but these are the most common that we hear. There can be a whole range of problems, but often it starts with limited internal understanding. So really understanding about what materiality is, or what role it should or could play, where it fits in that journey. So a lot of the things have just gone over. Is really important to have a little bit of education internally about why you're doing this, what it is, what you hope to get out of it. But then the building and the management of that assessment, of the survey, but also of the qualitative side, how are you going to run that process? So what does it look like for your particular organization? How are you going to implement that? Who is part and parcel of that process internally or externally? Do you have any support you're getting? Who will be managing that? Who will be ensuring that surveys go out, that interviews are scheduled and done, that data is centralized, analyzed, validated, and reported, and then feeds into the next stage? So there's a lot of questions around that, challenges in terms of do we have capacity? Do we have people that can actually be assigned to do that? The next one then is around the identification and grouping and weighing of stakeholders. Some organizations have their clear departments already have that. At other times, you might find that it can be definitely be a bit of work to starting to really pull that piece of work together around who are your stakeholders across the value chain and who do we involve. The processing then and the analysis of those survey results, we often find there as well, it's like now that we have the data, what do we do with it really? How do we analyze that? And that is another step there where sometimes it's really unclear, like what do we prioritize and why, and what should the methodology be there? There's also what we find in the whole process, and we'll look at that in a minute, is there's a generalized lack of choice in options. It's very, very generalized to say that it's either DIY or it's a consultancy. There's not a lot of technology options there. And that's why we believe it's so important to find something that fits you. And we'll look at that in a moment of what your options are. With that as well, we found that the cost of agency-led materiality assessments or consultancy can be quite expensive. You do get deep dives, you get lengthy processes, and you get quality information, but some people are just not looking for that. There's also sometimes the question about where is my data stored? Is it centralized? Or if I'm doing it myself, it's across many spreadsheets. How do I bring all the information together in a way that also enables me to repeat it easily next year? So the cost and the time play a big factor in that. There's a lot more challenges you could run into, but these are definitely the most common ones.